monthly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfuckers.
for your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the machine. I am Brandon,
And I'm Matt.
and we be back. We took a week off. Everybody should know that. I mean, the show landed directly on Thanksgiving, so we're like, yeah, we'll take the day off.
Yeah.
Besides, I was out of town anyway, and Matt doesn't know how to run this shit. Well, he does, but he doesn't. I mean, he'd be like, wait a minute, what's this button for? And it'd be a whole night of sounders, I guarantee it. But
I like that one.
I can see
I like that one.
that one looks like fun too. But anyhow, since we weren't on, December 1st marked the 1 year anniversary of the F3 tornado that tore through our town and trashed everybody's shit. Notice we're still not in our studio yet. We got a lot of equipment, but I ran out of money. There was a lot of people reflecting on it. There really was. I've seen a lot of video, a lot of. Again, I was asked to do an interview. I don't know why they want to talk to me, but it was. We were talking about basically about what it was then and how it is now. There's still a lot of people out of their homes. There's still a lot of people that they either didn't have insurance or didn't have enough, or like I said in one of my videos, right after the tornado, was beware of these contractors.
Yep.
One guy gave $15,000 to a contractor, and he hasn't had a single piece of work done yet. You're on. Contractor's never been back.
Cockroaches.
Oh yeah, and they did. They come out in the woodwork, from the woodwork. I mean, it wasn't day two, and they're like, "Here's my card if you need work. Here's my card if you need work." I just kept running them off. I'm like, "Look, one, I already have a contractor. Two, I don't like people that are opportunists like that.
Mm-hmm.
We know where to look for contractors. We don't need people running around with their little clipboard going, "Oh yeah, I can get this one too, or this one too. Ooh, this one looks really bad." That's pretty much what they were doing. And then you had some people who shall remain nameless who were driving around trying to buy the properties.
Jesus.
Do you want to guess who that was? Here, I won't say it on air. I'm going to do this for you.
Okay. I have an idea, but...
Yep, you'll know. And I will not show this because this man has money. So he'd come after me.
Oh, yeah. That's who I thought it was.
See, everybody knows that guy. But no, all I wanted to do is I wanted to bring it up, basically kind of like as a remembrance of that, that terrible night about what happened to everybody and how bad it was. And I mean, that was like I said in two different interviews, and I've said it multiple times before, even in one of the videos, I have risked my life for stupid reasons. Never thought twice about my mortality. That was the first time I'm like, dude, I'm about to go. There's going to be a tornado. There's a 2x4. It's coming through that wall. It's going to turn my ass into a lollipop. I was like, this is it. This is the first time I questioned whether or not, my life was about to get snuffed out. And so many people were like that. So many people were like that day. It was not, it was not just me. And I keep telling people that. I was like, when people come up and want to talk to me about it, I'm like, listen, I'm not the only one that suffered through it. Why do you keep bothering me? You can pick any number one of these houses out here. But apparently, that is what it is. But like I said, it's, still going on. There's still houses that are tore up. A lot of people are getting rebuilt. It does look nice. Our property taxes are probably going to climb through the roof here after a while.
That's actually one of the things I'm expecting.
Well, they said they gave everybody in the neighborhood a 5-year freeze. And then it's going to be like...
And it's going to be like, surprise! It's you know, looking back at it, sometimes when I'm driving through, you know, it's not quite the same town I grew up in. You know,
it's
because
not.
of that, everything's changed now.
No, it's absolutely not the same. It's not even close. You know, I said that the other day. I was like, yes, you know, the Garage 2.0 is up and running, but it's not the Garage.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole feel of it is different. You know, everything's different about it. It's not, you know, and me and one of our listeners, listener Adam, was talking about that because we've known each other since childhood. And I said, you know, that this is not the place where we played hockey. This is not the place where, you know, we had the dirt bikes and the go-karts. This is definitely not the place where we played, you know, dark tag, because that building has no fucking windows. So we'd shut the lights off and we'd find random places to hide, and my goofy ass would hide in like the refrigerator or something. So nobody would find me. I'd be in there going, just hurry up. But it just wasn't, it's just not the same. It's nice, it's just not the same. And occasionally when I come across, you know, a memory and, you know, on Facebook or something like that, and you see the photos and stuff like that, you know, the walls, and I'm like, man, I really miss that stuff, you know? Especially like, you know, the backdrop that we had for in particular, because it had a, crap. I mean, not the backdrop of what was on the wall. You know, you had, you know, the Bill of Rights and stuff like that on the wall, but you had the pledge in the middle, and it was a very old, it was an antique one. And it was my grandfather's, and I loved that thing, and it was gone. We never found it. We never found my, anybody who found the MSD box that was hanging on the wall, they probably thought they found gold. You know, because like, oh, this is worth money. We're not going to turn this in. Or you know, the turbo that was off the drag car, you know, was hanging on the wall. You know, it was all the keepsakes and stuff like that that bugged the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard that from a lot of other people. They said it wasn't the house that, you know, getting trash that bothered them. It was the memories. But, yep, it was a wild time, but you know, everybody's doing better, and thankfully, you know, we're moving on with it. But you know, here's to the 1 year anniversary. Everybody's still alive. We made our asses through that one. But you know, let's move right along, shall we? We gotta talk about something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it we gotta talk about?
About how should I word that? About us being more PC? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about people saying that we need to be more PC. I'll let you lead off.
That we need to be a little more tolerable.
Yeah.
Apparently some were the emails coming in.
And a couple of deleted comments on YouTube, actually.
Okay.
When it popped up on YouTube, I'm like, yeah, no, we're not leaving that. Go ahead.
But apparently some emails have come in about us needing to be a little more tolerable and a little more PC, and that's not quite us.
No, it's not. Yeah, they literally said, well, you guys are being too controversial, and you know, you should be a little bit more politically correct in things you say, and the music you play, and you know, and those little clips, that you guys use are just wrong, and you know, this is what they're talking. They're talking about these.
Whatever, dumbass.
They're talking, yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
That's what they're talking about. They said, well, you know, it's not right. You shouldn't, you know, say things like that or use things like that. You should clean this show up a little bit.
But why?
Yeah, I mean, we have a fucking black.
Oh, he dropped the F-bomb. Good thing we're not regulated by the FCC.
Yeah. And I don't have that clip up, so that's not fair. But yeah, again, I swear once a year we have to rehash this. Yes, we are constitutional conservatives. No, we are not Christian conservative. If that makes sense. Are we? We're not going to get into the semantics on faith versus religion because there's faith and then there's mainstream religion. But we're not going to hold shit back. We're going to say exactly how we feel about it and how it is, and honestly, it's going to ruffle a few feathers. I mean, most of you need a tampon or two after we get done.
But that's what helps you grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people like us, like I said, we're not regulated by the FCC. We can speak from the heart, like you were saying. Those who are regulated, it's almost like, to me, it's almost like it's scripted. They have to say certain things, and
we can say whatever the hell we want, and that's exactly the point. That's the reason why when we were offered syndication, I said no. They're like, well, we can get you on AM, FM radio. You guys could be everywhere, but I was like, but what? Oh, you got to stop using the sounders. You can't really play that music that you're playing, and you definitely can't say fuck.
Why not? It's freedom of speech.
And I just looked at him. I just looked at him and was like, okay, so this is what you're saying. I was like, so basically you can prick your finger, but you can't finger your prick. I was like, so I can come out there and say, this is farking stupid? Because I'm not saying fucking, I'm saying farking. He's like, no, that's a technicality. You still can't do that.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. I was like, well, then we're not interested. He's like, well, don't you want to be, and he said, he goes, don't you want to be heard by many? It's like, well, of course. He goes, don't you want to be famous? Nope. I was like, we're not doing this for the fame. We're doing this because we want the shit out. We're doing this because it's fun. And we believe there should be an alternative media source to the travesty that they consider to be mainstream media nowadays. But we're not going, hey, look at we're right here, dude. Fuck you. Well, I mean, I spread this shit everywhere, but you never see our names.
Right.
You don't even know our names until you hit the fucking show. So that's the point. But needless to say, we turned the guy down. We said no, that's not going to happen. If anything, we'll go on XM radio and we will rule the fucking world then. But we're not going to do AM FM because that's just terribly boring. And I wouldn't have enough money to pay for the FCC.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, at least once or twice a show, I'd get $1,000 fine. Because apparently you can't say anything like that. You can't say fuck, cunt, anything like that. Well,
but I mean, podcasting's taken off so much here lately. I mean, I got so many people that I listen to, and it's just like you said, it's a great alternative news source.
Yeah. Well, and more and more people are turning to alternative media because they are tired of being, lied to by the mainstream. Because it's absolutely terrible how they do that. I mean, I could literally think, off the top of my head, at least 20 different times in a single segment where the mainstream media had changed the narrative. Or I love the ones, like especially like local news. I sometimes I love them fuckers. I really do. Because, you know which ones I'm talking about. Like the one that's sitting in a canoe. She's rowing herself in a canoe, and these two assholes in boots just walk right past her.
Yeah.
And it was live TV, so she's like, busted. It's stuff like that. I mean, it's great because you see the look on their face, the look of terror, like we just got caught.
Mm-hmm.
But But anyhow, no, I am not going to clean up my language. No, we're not going to clean up the show. If we want to say fuck you, we're going to say fuck you, Matt.
Yep, fuck you.
Okay. And speaking of fuck yous, since they want to say this about us and they want us to to clean it up, I think this song is perfect.
Oh, it is.
Matt was dying laughing when I was like, I'm playing this on air tonight. And he's like, what? Like, yeah, we're playing this on air tonight. So without further ado, anybody who knows a little bit about some old school punk music knows who the Anti-Nowhere League is.
Yes.
So fucking what?
So fucking what? Well, I've been to Hastings and I've been to Brighton. I've been to Eastbourne too. So what? So what? And I've been here and I've been there and I've been every fucking where. So what? So what? So what? So what? You boy little cunt. Well, who cares? Who cares what you do? And who cares? Who cares about you?
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no! This old boy's wow! We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm gonna need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, you pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. Good evening. I hope you enjoyed the hell out of that song because I love that song.
I enjoyed it.
Well, and listener Sean's like, sadly, the only thing I know about that is the Metallica version. I'm like, no bueno Metallica, yo.
Yeah.
Like, they'll sue us if we play their version.
I almost commented on that. Like, yeah, remember Napster?
Or Nutty McShithead. Do you remember the cartoons?
Yeah.
Napster bad. Dude, whatever happened to that guy? I love those cartoons.
I don't know.
I used to watch it all the time. I mean, I think that was my fucking text message thing for a while. Like, all I heard was, Napster bad. And they're like, what is that? It's like James Hetfield. Oh, good times, good times. Speaking of good times, you know, this whole impeachment-y thing, the thingamajigger that keeps going on, it's getting more and more ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is.
I mean, it's... Sean, stop sending me Biden photos, please. I just look down, dong, I look down, like, no, I'm not even looking at that. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with this. Anyhow, yeah, he ruined my train of thought. Thank you a lot, Sean, with Biden's hairy leg. Fuck.
It's how far
reel it back in. Help me out here, goddammit.
How far are we going to go with this? How far are the Dems going to go with this? Are they going to go all the way and then watch it get shot down?
Well, apparently they're trying to because, you know, they're going to, well, we were going to talk about that later, but, you know, Pelosi and her articles.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a bunch of clips for tonight, too, on this very subject.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. And one of them is about 4 minutes long. And we're probably going to stop it and talk about it. And I'm going to fix my headphones because I keep getting strangled by my own fucking cord.
Don't you love it when that happens?
Oh, yeah. It keeps scrolling up like, I demand more wireless equipment.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Dude, I thought about it, but you know how much this fuckers cost?
Yeah, that's the downside.
I was just going to get fancy and get inner monitors.
Nice.
Yeah, we just get those, but they're like $500 a pair.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yes, but you know, the way the Democrats are approaching this, you know, they are literally and figuratively, absolutely 100% for certain attacking the fucking president because they do not like him, and that's all there is to it. There is no evidence to the contrary, is there?
No. I think another reason why they're doing this too is they're wanting him out of the way for the election because they know they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, they can't beat him.
I mean, it's the simple fact that I caught part of an interview with Hillary Clinton on Howard Stern.
Don't suicide me, bro.
She's thinking about joining and running again. But I think it's what it is. She's waiting to see if he's going to get impeached, you know, and then she's going to run.
Because if she gets impeached, she'll be able to try and beat Pence.
The only thing that I think will stop her from running is 2 words. Jeffrey Epstein. I think that'll stop her from actually running.
You mean besides being the relative shitbag that she is, or having a husband that was an already impeached president because he was a shitbag too?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, let's talk about that a little bit. Remember when Nixon was impeached? See, he shot himself in the foot.
Right.
So he basically took himself out. He was going to get impeached. He basically just, you know, he's like, fucking, I'm out of here. Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Just like I didn't inhale.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then it's amazing what we've came up with. You know, we found some clips and stuff like that, and they're all nicely put together in a nice, neat bowl. The first one that we had put together is about 4 minutes long, and like I said, we're going to stop it and talk about it. But these are the Democrats and on the Clinton impeachment. in 1998, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Because he knew quite properly that an impeachment of a president is an undoing of a national election.
Hold on, that right there, high pitched, and Matt's laughing because he's picturing the dude talking. Does anybody know who that is before we even get started? Hold on, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Is that high enough? Did I get him high enough? I can't.
Almost. It's almost high enough.
Tits, but, God damn, man. Look, I'm splitting. There's one down on each side. I'm splitting the uprights here. Seriously, look, dude, dick is like, look. This is actually kind of flattering.
Spit that out all over the place.
But who am I? Hi, I'm Jerry Nadler. That was my impression of Nadler. I just quite couldn't get my pants around my nipples, but it was pretty close. But by the way, God. All right, that's much better. Nuts are back where they're supposed to be. I'm not quite tasting them now. All right. But this is, Jerry No Nuts Nadler. And what he said right off the bat, what did he say? You want to repeat it?
Oh.
Should we repeat it?
Let's repeat it.
Let's repeat it. We'll back that up.
Because he knew quite properly that an impeachment of a president is an undoing of a national election. And one of the reasons we all feel so angry about what they are doing is that they are ripping from us, they are ripping asunder our votes. They are telling us that our votes don't count.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Shit, back in 1998, I guess the vote actually counted back then. That they don't worry about this election because it's not theirs. Mind you, Clinton was actually, caught in a lie and perjured himself. He lied to the Congress, he lied to the American people.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually did something.
It was very unbecoming in the position that he was.
It was becoming, all right. He becoming all over the fucking, the Resolute desk and stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's just something that somebody in his place should have been more mature. That's the best way I could put it.
You should have made sure I got the dress from her or something.
Or not, or maybe
Gave her
not
some
has
wet-
been so sloppy.
Gave her some wet wipes, grab her by the back of the head, and ram his dick clean down her throat so she can't fucking let go. I mean, is that what he should have done? I mean, like oh hell no evidence. Didn't we just talk about not being politically correct earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
We did.
Yep. All right, let's keep going.
And that the election must be set aside.
They are driven by hatred. They hate Bill and Hillary Clinton so much they will stop at nothing to bring him down.
Oh, gee, that's Maxine
Yep.
Crazy Ass Waters. And what did she say about the president of the United States? About Bill, not Bill, but Mr. Trump. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because they will stop at nothing and they hate him. This is exactly what they're doing. Oh, man, I don't even want to play with the rest of she said. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but it's got to happen. All right, let's keep going with Crazy Waters.
Oh, but they got another thought coming. They thought that Bill Clinton was just going to fold up his tent and go home. Oh, but Hillary said, oh, no. Oh, no.
Because it wasn't Bill that was running the country, it was Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Let me tell you what Hillary...
Who's the fucking clown in the front row there?
The one that's going ho 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 ho. I don't know.
I mean, who fucking laughs like that? Like, ha 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 ha. What the fuck? All right. But anyhow, oh man, I don't want to go through with this.
Hillary said, Bill, you go out there and do the people's business. She said, Bill, I don't care what they say. You go out there, the polls show everywhere. The people like the work that you're doing. You go on out there and do the people's work, and I'll take care of you later.
Oh my God!
Oh, did she just say what I thought she said?
It's what it sounds like it.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Oh, I'm going to back it up. Oh, no.
The people like the work that you're doing.
No, they really didn't.
You go on out there and do the people's work, and I'll take care of you later.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, that's a double vomit. See, that's the problem, though. If she would have took care of Bill, he never would have gotten in this situation to be impeached in the first place.
Exactly. You know what's funny is that interview with Howard Stern. He asked her what was the toughest thing she ever did, and she said staying with Bill.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, maybe I don't even want to think about
How
that.
they even have a kid? We know that they weren't, you know. Where'd the child come from?
Yeah, if she would have narfled the Garthak a couple times in her lifetime, I mean, he may not have gotten impeached.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he had to, you know, blast his crib midget juice all over a fucking intern. All right, let's go. There's that guy again.
I don't know who that is.
That's like the most disingenuous laugh I've ever heard.
I'm actually kind of curious who it is, though. I wonder if we can find a camera angle from a different point, find out who that guy is.
It's probably a young Adam Schiff. We got Sean. What'd Sean say?
Listener Sean said, remember, the trial will be a two-way street. Schiff can be on the stand and have to answer for where he got the foundation to have an impeachment proceeding, or the authority to spy on another congressman. That is going to be interesting to learn of. Yes, it is.
Yep. All right, let's move on. I don't want to, but let's do it. There he is again. I'm going to start doing that now. I'm going to start, every time somebody says a joke, that's how I'm going to laugh. I'm like,
Thank you. Today, the Republican majority is not judging the president with fairness, but impeaching him with a vengeance.
Really?
Oh.
You don't say.
Do you know who that's from?
That's, I believe, is Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, she's not drunk in that clip. Wow. All right, we should go forward.
In the investigation of the president, fundamental principles which Americans hold dear, privacy, fairness, checks and balances, have been...
Where the fuck is that now?
They're writing their own rules, that's why.
Yeah, they have to change everything.
Yes,
I have Pelosi's mental breakdown.
Yes,
that's one of our clips.
We have it, Sean. You have to wait.
Woo! But this is okay. Yeah.
Seriously violated, and why?
I feel seriously violated by listening to this shit.
Why? Because we are here today because the Republicans in the House are paralyzed with hatred of President Clinton, and until the Republicans free themselves of this hatred, our country will...
We got to stop that for a second. Wait a minute. Who's paralyzed with hatred today?
The Dems.
Oh. And why is that? Because they can't control this man.
Yeah, they can't control him because he's not a politician.
He's not a puppet.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Suffer. I rise to oppose these unfair motions which call for the removal of the President of the United States from office, and in doing so wish to point out some differences between the investigation of the President and the investigation of Newt Gingrich. The first principle in our investigation of Newt Gingrich was
Newt Gingrich? She couldn't talk back then.
that at the moment we found exculpatory information, it would be reported immediately to the accused and be made public. The independent counsel knew that the president was exonerated when Travelgate, Whitewater, and Filegate, and he held that information until the hearing, indeed until after the election. This was...
Oh, so he held it till after the election. He wasn't trying to fuck him out of an election. Wow, that's a new precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh.
Not fair. Indeed, it is the responsibility of any prosecutor to immediately release information that is exculpatory.
This is their president.
Oh, and who's this guy?
This is the child sniffer.
But he has blonde hair on his legs, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Because little kids like touching his blonde hair.
Oh, no, just not little kids, little black kids. Remember, he did say that.
He did say that, yes. Yep. I stand corrected.
Yep, okay, let's go.
We are talking about the President of the United States does not serve at the pleasure of the legislature.
No shit. You don't say. So that means that this whole thing with Trump is... Oh, wait, we're talking about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So that he's not, he's an illegitimate president, so therefore,
Does not serve at the pleasure of Joe Biden.
Nobody serves at the pleasure of Joe Biden.
Does not serve at the pleasure of Henry Hyde. Does not serve at the pleasure of the Congress, as a prime minister does in a parliamentary system. He is elected directly by the people of the United States of America.
Think about that comment, Mr. Joe. What does that mean? That means that the President of the United States, that means Donald J. Trump, was elected by the people. And you guys are fucking with their votes.
Mm-hmm.
And the election of a president is the only nationwide vote the American people will ever cast. And that's a big deal. The American people don't think that they have made a mistake by electing Bill Clinton. And we...
Just like they don't think they made a mistake by...
electing Trump.
Yep.
In Congress had better be very careful before we upset their decision and make darn sure that we are able to convince them, if we decide to upset their decision, that our decision to impeach him was based upon principle and not politics.
Whatever, dumbass.
Okay. I feel better now. Okay, so that was the Democrats in 1998 talking about Mr. Slick Willie himself, Bill Clinton. Couldn't keep his dick in his pants. I mean, he stuck one of those little stick-up lights underneath the fucking Resolute desk so he can keep a light on like Motel 8. And he actually got convicted of perjury and several other things. And that's how he got impeached. Yet they still allowed him to finish out his term. But he's still in the impeachment zone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. Right now they're ramping this stuff up. They're going hard and fast at Trump with everything that they have because they are absolutely 100% terrified that every single one of them is in trouble in the election. And rightfully so. The Democrats do not... You know what? I'm gonna skip that part. We will talk about that after some of the other clips. I'll get into what the Democrats think of you, even including Cory Spartacus Booker.
Yes. Well, I think. How am I going to put this?
I don't know. This is your thoughts, not mine.
I'm looking forward as this continues on. I mean, come on, we've all suspected of corruption and shit that does go on. And some of it's been brought to light, but I'm waiting for the whole fucking can to blow off before long to see exactly how dirty the Dems are.
I'm assuming by the way they run things and the way they're doing this, I'm going to say pretty damn dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Like next level.
And you know, I'll enjoy seeing them go to prison.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because we the people are going to scream about it.
Yeah, we're getting tired of this stuff. Everybody is. It's not, you know, it's not just us. I mean, I know, you know, I got friends that are unfortunately, you know, lifelong Democrats, and even they're like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me, it's your people. And I said that to one of them, and one of them was like, they are not my people.
And
these are not Democrats.
That's a lot of the response anymore. Is like, those are not my people. I don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, it. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that one. Honestly, but it's true though. I mean, everything is. Help me out here, because I mean, I'm.
Yeah. I mean, look at how many of them are switching over their votes.
Oh yeah, the walkaway campaign's kicking some serious ass.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I did question some of that though, because I've seen some of the. You know, there's bandwagoners out there that are that are on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, some of them are doing it just for the recognition. They probably weren't even ever Democrats. They're just doing it. But,
listener Sean says, Romney, Kerry, Biden, and Pelosi all have offspring working for Ukrainian oil companies. I think we have some national interest in knowing the how and why such back deals went on in the first place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in fact, we'll be referencing that here pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
As for right now, you know.
Time for ding-a-ling tug-tug.
So we'll be right back.
Yes.
Tonight, we fight until the bloody end, until the enemy submits. This life we live to feed our war machine, the souls of the nation burning down. Fire is never an option as long as we stand, as long as we've got something left to fight for. And we won't stop until the human opposition, something left to fight for. And we won't stop until the human no more. This blood is just, we now hold the key to a new beginning. Make your mark. The oppression that we face is what we fight to be erased. Fire is never an option as long as we stand, as long as we've got something left to fight for. And we won't stop until the human opposition, something left to fight for. And we won't stop until the human no more.
All right, let's get right back to business, huh? Shall we?
We shall.
Well, the first clip out of the clusterfuck that's been going on. Sean, let's go. Hold on, we'll pause what we're about to say and go with Sean.
Listener Sean says, I can never understand how those drummers string together those double bass fills. I can count to 4 like the next guy.
Oh man, no, I've got some drumming videos you need to watch because it'll absolutely blow your mind. But at a later time, sir. Jonathan Turley is one of the professors that was in front of the Not So Intelligence Committee. And what he says, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. In fact, let's just go with it.
If you impeach a president, if you make a high crime and misdemeanor out of going to the courts, it is an abuse of power. It's your abuse of power. You're doing precisely what you're criticizing the president for doing. You're saying Article 1 gives us complete authority that when we demand information from another branch, it must be turned over or we'll impeach you in record time. Now, making that worse is that you have such a short investigation. It's a perfect storm. You set an incredibly short period, demand a huge amount of information, and when the president goes to court, you then impeach him. Now, does that track with what you've heard about impeachment? Does that track with the rule of law that we talked about? So, on obstruction, I would encourage you to think about this. In Nixon, it did go to the courts, and Nixon lost. And that was the reason Nixon resigned. He resigned a few days after the Supreme Court ruled against him.
We mentioned this earlier.
In that critical case. But in that case, the court recognized there are executive privilege arguments that can be made. It didn't say, you had no right coming to us, don't darken our doorstep again. It said, we've heard your arguments, we've heard Congress's arguments, and you know what? You lose. Turn over the material to Congress. Do you know what that did for the judiciary is it gave this body legitimacy. It wasn't the Rodino extreme position that only you decide what information can be produced. Now, recently, there are some rulings against President Trump, including a ruling involving Don McGahn. Mr. Chairman, I testified in front of you a few months ago, and if you recall, we had an exchange, and I encouraged you to bring those actions. And I said I thought you would win, and you did. And I think it was an important win for this committee because I don't agree with President Trump's argument in that case. But that's an example of what can happen if you actually subpoena witnesses and go to court. Then you have an obstruction case because a court issues an order. And unless they stay that order by a higher court, you have obstruction. But I can't emphasize this enough, and I'll say it just one more time. If you impeach a president, if you make a high crime and misdemeanor out of going to the courts, it is an abuse of power. It's your abuse of power. You're doing precisely what you're criticizing the president for doing. We have a third branch that deals with conflicts of the other two branches. And what comes out of there and what you do with it is the very definition of legitimacy.
Oh, that didn't work out in the Democrats' favor now, did it?
Not at all.
Nope. Well, and think about this. Think about the professors that they brought up. One of them has been known to be extreme left. Mm-hmm. And very extremely partisan. And she showed that throughout the entire thing. Well, we got more clips. I mean, we can just keep going with that. We can start tossing these bitches out. Yeah, we're gonna say, should we go with that one or that one? Which one?
The first one.
The first one? I think it'd be out of order if we did.
You think so?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just go with this one.
All right.
Okay, this one's a little bit longer, and yes, we'll probably stop and you need more booze, don't you?
Yeah, as I say, I've been trying to reserve it, but I haven't been doing a very good job with it.
It's too damn good. It's too damn good. You know, shameless plug for Wallersheim Winery and Distillery in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin. We like your stuff. Anyhow, he does a real good job of just taking a giant shit on all three professors. And yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it.
The will of the American people also elected Donald Trump to be the president of the United States in the 2016 election, and there's one party that can't seem to get over it. Now, we understand the fact that in 2018 you took the House of Representatives, and we haven't spent our time during your tenure in power trying to remove the Speaker of the House, trying to delegitimize your ability to govern. Frankly, we'd love to govern with you. We'd love to pass USMCA. We'd love to put out a helping hand to our seniors and lower prescription drug prices. It's the will of the people you ignore when you continue down this terrible road of impeachment. Professor Gerhardt, you gave money to Barack Obama, right?
My family did, yes.
4 times?
That sounds about right. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I have a series of unanimous consent requests relating to Professor Feldman's work. The first, Noah Feldman, Trump's wiretap tweets raise risk of impeachment.
Gentleman will suspend.
My time.
We'll take that time off. Has the gentleman submitted? Have we seen those? That material?
We can provide it to you, as is typical for unanimous.
And we'll consider the unanimous consent request later after we review
Very
the
well.
material.
Very well. Thank you.
The gentleman may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Feldman wrote articles entitled, "Trump's Wiretap Tweets Raise Risk of Impeachment." He then wrote, "Mar-a-Lago ad belongs in impeachment file." And then Mr. Jake Flanagan wrote in Quartz, a Harvard law professor thinks Trump could be impeached over fake news accusations. My question, Professor Feldman, is since you seem to believe that the basis for impeachment is even broader than the basis that my Democrat colleagues have laid forward, do you believe you're outside of the political mainstream on the question of impeachment?
I believe that impeachment is warranted whenever the president abuses his power for personal benefit or to corrupt the democratic process.
Did you write an article entitled, "It's Hard to Take Impeachment Seriously Now"?
Yes, I did write that
article. And in that article, did you write, hold on, I'm limited on time, sir. Did you write, since the 2018 midterm election, House Democrats have made it painfully clear that discussing impeachment is prime.
Oh, let's stop right there. He said, do you want me to answer the question, sir? You did. He asked if you wrote it. He didn't ask your fucking
He didn't ask when you wrote it. He just asked if you wrote it.
Correct.
Primarily or even exclusively a tool to weaken President Trump's chances in 2020. Did you write those words?
Until this call in July.
Oh. So he admits that they write stuff like this to weaken the chances of the president winning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
July 25th?
Yep, he just did that.
Mm-hmm.
I was an impeachment skeptic. The
Very
call
well.
changed my mind, sir, and for
Thank
good
you. I
reason.
appreciate your testimony. Professor Carlin, you gave $2,000, or you gave $1,000 to Elizabeth Warren, right?
I believe so.
You gave $1,200 to Barack Obama,
I have no reason to question that.
and you gave $2,000 to Hillary Clinton.
That's correct.
Why so much more for Hillary than the other two?
Because I've been giving a lot of money to charity recently because of all.
Hillary's a charity case. Yeah.
That was good.
I've been waiting for that this whole time. All right.
All of the poor people in the United States.
Well, those aren't the only. Those aren't.
What?
They didn't help the poor people in Haiti. They built like 3 houses.
Aren't the only folks you've been given to. Now, have you ever been on a podcast called Versus Trump?
I think I was on a live panel that the people who ran the podcast called Versus Trump.
On that, do you remember saying the following? Liberals tend to cluster more. Conservatives, especially very conservative people, tend to spread out more, perhaps because they don't even want to be around themselves. Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
Do you understand how that reflects contempt on people who are conservative?
No, what I was talking about there was the natural tendency, if you put the quote in context, the natural tendency of a compactness requirement to favor a party whose voters are more spread out.
Well,
and I do
Professor,
not have
hold on.
contempt for
I'm
conservatives.
very limited on time, Professor. And so I just have to say, when you talk about how liberals want to be around each other and cluster, and conservatives don't want to be around each other, and so they have to spread out, it makes people, you may not see this from, like the ivory towers of your law school, but it makes actual people in this country feel like, excuse me, you don't get to interrupt me on this time. Now, let me also suggest that when you invoke the president's son's name here, when you try to make a little joke out of referencing Barron Trump, that does not lend credibility to your argument. It makes you look mean. It makes you look like you're attacking someone's family, the minor child of the President of the United States. So let's see if we can get into the facts. To all of the witnesses, if you have personal knowledge of a
Witnesses. They keep he keeps using that word, or they at least keep using that word, and it's not. There's no, yeah. So I backed it up a little bit so we can let him finish his thought.
Okay.
personal knowledge of a single material fact in the Schiff
I gotta
report,
back it up.
child of the President of the United States. So let's see if we can get into the facts. To all of the witnesses, if you have personal knowledge of a single material fact in the Schiff report, please raise your hand. And let the record reflect no personal knowledge of a single fact. And you know what? That continues on the tradition that we saw for Madam Schiff, where Ambassador Taylor could not identify an impeachable offense. Mr. Kent never met with the president. Fiona Hill never heard the president reference anything regarding military aid. Mr. Hale was unaware of any nefarious activity with aid. Colonel Vindman even rejected the new Democrat talking point that bribery was invoked here. Ambassador Volker denied that there was a quid pro quo, and Mr. Morrison said there was nothing wrong on the call. The only direct evidence came from Gordon Sondland, who spoke to the President of the United States, and the President said, "I want nothing, no quid pro quo." And you know what? If wiretapping a political opponent's an impeachable offense, I look forward to reading that Inspector General's report, because maybe it's a different president we should be impeaching.
Yeah, and he's right. That's how I look at it too. Maybe it's somebody else we should be impeaching.
And yes, Sean, he scorched her like a perennium. That yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll
later.
talk about that later. A little bit later. Yeah, Matt. Gates actually walks out there and just goes rogue. He's like, no, hell no. And he's absolutely right with 100% about what he says, and that's the problem. Is they have no evidence, they have no facts at all. What they have again is what hearsay. Hearsay. Okay, so it's hearsay. So they have nothing, absolutely jack shit, but they're going to push on anyway. They're desperate.
I think I'm waiting for it to go on to the Senate. Excuse me, and for them to shoot it down and be like, no, there's nothing here. We're not continuing on. It's done.
Right.
I want to see all their faces. It'll be priceless.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, the longer they drag this out, the more we can thank them for making sure that the president gets in.
Yeah.
But we also got to be insanely pissed at them because they're not getting anything done, absolutely at all. All the stuff that they should be wasting money on, not wasting money, but you know what I mean. Instead of wasting money on this, like he mentioned, USMCA, all that stuff. All this stuff is great for the country. It's stuff that should be helping the country. They are too busy obstructing, and they're too busy doing this impeachy thingy that they started since day one, and that's not a fucking exaggeration. They actually started it day of inauguration because they can't. They can't handle the Trump. That's all it is. What do you think, Mini Trump? Ow. What? Yeah, Mini Trump's just sitting there, just chill.
And he's working on the wall.
Yeah, and we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what tariffs are for.
Yep.
Oh, he's not going to pay for the wall. See, he said they're going to pay for the wall, and they're not paying for the wall.
There's ways of doing it.
Yeah. It's called indirect fire.
Yep.
This is a cluster bomb, to whom it may concern. All right, and let's jump on to Jim Jordan here.
The Jim Jordan train.
Jim Jordan to Carlin.
The gentleman for yielding. Professor Carlin, context is important, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because just a few minutes ago, when our colleague from Florida presented a statement you made, you said, well, you got to take that statement in context. But it seems to me you don't want to extend the same or apply the same standard to the president. Because the now famous quote, I would like you to do us a favor, you said about an hour and a half ago that didn't mean us, it meant the president himself. But that's the clear reading of this. I would like you to do us a favor, though, because, you know what the next two words are?
I don't have the document.
I'll tell you, because our country. He didn't say, I would like you to do me a favor, though, because I have been through a lot. He said, I want you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot. You know what when this call happened? Happened the day after Mueller was in front of this committee. Of course, our country was put through 2 years of this. And the idea that you're now going to say, oh, this is the royal we, and he's talking about himself, ignores the entire context of his statement. That whole paragraph, you know what he ends that paragraph with? Talking about Bob Mueller. And this is the basis for this impeachment, this call. It couldn't be further from the truth. You want the standard to apply when Representative Gates makes one of your statements. Oh, you got to look at the context. But when the President of the United States is clear, you try to change his word. And when the context is clear, he's talking about the 2 years that this country went through because of this Mueller report. Somehow that standard doesn't apply to the president. That is ridiculous.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Bug shoe. But it's absolutely true, though. I mean, it's 100% flat out true. Again, and I said I was going to reference it later, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use Mr. Spartacus himself, Cory Booker, to prove my point on this. Okay.
All right.
Cory Booker, right as of now, is just so pissed. He's whining so badly because the voters are rejecting the Democrat candidates and they're dropping out. Kamala Harris being the last one. Not certainly the last, but the last one to date.
Right.
He's probably next because he's polling so fucking low. He doesn't even exist on the board. Butt Keg has a better, shot at it than he does. But he's absolutely, and why is he pissed? Because the people of color are disappearing from the Democrat candidates. Because the voters are rejecting them. He's like, well, there's not enough people, and they said that. He goes, there's not enough people of color.
Well, and what did I tell you earlier?
Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
there's one on there that's running that claims to be Native American. Does that count?
Yeah, Pocahontas.
Yep.
But that's the thing is that this is the reason why the Democrat platform is falling apart so badly. This is the reason why if you have any sense at all, you'll never vote Democrat ever again. They are not for you. Okay, they're not doing anything for you. They're doing it for themselves. They don't care about you. They don't care about us. Okay, and he proves this because he wants you to do what he says. You should support these candidates because they are people of color. That's it. Has nothing to do with their character or their policies or anything else like that. It's because they black. Or they brown. Or they just not, anything but white is basically what I'm saying. And oh man, here we go. He's racist. He's racist. He said black. He said brown people. Motherfucker, I got a year-round tan too. That doesn't make any difference. Anyhow, go ahead.
That was a weird sound.
I'm touching myself.
Oh, even a lot of the his people of color had already decided they weren't even going to vote for Harris.
Yeah, they absolutely said no.
They were
no,
like,
hell
nope.
no. And it wasn't just a no; it was a hell no vote on that one. Care to explain?
Oh, because she's a prosecutor. And you know who she prosecuted? Her own people.
I was going to say something else entirely, but that was going to get me in trouble. I mean, I figured since I was called racist, I figured I'd just write it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. Because I'm better than that. I'm better than them. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why they were like, they weren't going to vote for her, you know. And I mean, look at all the shit that they're pulling now, and how much of the truth is actually coming to light. People are seeing them for who they are.
I know. Okay, I know. I get it. But no, go ahead.
What, listener Sean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. It's like I know. Listener Sean says, "Why hasn't Obama endorsed his former VP?" and you're right. It's like that is a good question. Maybe Obama knows something that we don't.
Oh, I'm getting to that clip. Calm your tits.
Yeah. Did he send it to you?
Yes, he did.
Oh.
Calm your tits, dude. It's coming. Trust me. It's after a break, it's the next one. Okay.
Yep. We'll talk about it.
Like I said, calm your tits.
He's like, no.
Or I'm going to do it again. Rest your perineum. Rest your sphincter. Oh, people are going to have so much fun with us tonight on that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna find a damn song and we'll
Where do we go from here?
We don't know. Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back, and then we'll get into Sean's clip. So he'll just
leave us alone.
Get the sand out, so he can wash the sand from his vag. All right, we'll be right back.
My bones, but your words cut right through
Are you searching for a unique gift? Something personalized for that special someone? Well, look no further. Skyscraper Vinyl offers a wide variety of custom-made products, sure to please even the most difficult person to buy a gift for. Skyscraper has anything from custom-etched glass products, vinyl decals, t-shirts, wood-based products, and even metal art. You can reach Skyscraper by phone at 217-827-7703 or visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/skyscrapervinyl. For handmade high-quality product, choose Skyscraper Vinyl. Hewittville proud. And speaking of Skyscraper Vinyl, I believe they will be in Blue Mound Friday and Saturday. For Cranberry Christmas. I think it's 5 to 8 on Friday and 8 to 2 on Saturday. So go out and see them. Support our...
It's kind of hard to believe it's already time for that.
Yep. Support our local businesses and obviously, support our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Because without them,
Definitely.
we wouldn't be here. Because we broke. We broke, bitch! Okay, Mr. Sean. Are you ready?
Your time has come.
Are you ready for it? Because we were talking about, Nancy Pelosi earlier. And,
Here she comes to wreck the day.
And without further ado.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Collins, reason I asked.
You don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked a question.
You did.
By the way, she was walking away as he asked that question. Boy, she stormed.
She almost had a fucking meltdown.
Oh, dude, she was like running back to the podium like, what the fuck did you say?
Representative Collins yesterday suggested that the Democrats are doing this simply because they don't like the
I
guy.
have nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
I think it's an important point.
I think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think
kids afraid of gun violence. Helping the kids afraid of gun violence. Well, that's not really gonna, defiling the Second Amendment and law-abiding gun owners is not gonna fix that. Yeah, stunned twat. All right.
Which it was kind of a little bit comical there because she
said
was
it.
reaching for something, an idea that would stick.
Oh, you could see it in her crazy fucking eyes too. I mean, when she looked at the screen, she's like, "That's a nice fucking fish." Big fucking eyes, but a nice fucking fish. But she was like, still like Schiff. I can't get my eyes that wide. I just can't look that crazy. I'm telling you, Schiff is the illegitimate love child.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna back that up just a little bit. So listen to her crank a bit.
when it comes to helping our
Like the guy.
I have nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
I think it's an important point.
I think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think he is cruel when he doesn't deal with helping our dreamers.
He's got her so fucked up she can't even talk.
Uh-huh.
That's the funny part. I mean, either one, medication wore off. Two, she's fucking shit-faced again. Because we know she does that. That's not water. That's not a glass of water on her desk. That shit's vodka. But, I mean, she couldn't get a single word out that is actually... Oh, how to put it? Okay, it's kind of like writing a word and then leaving a letter out. You know what it says anyway. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's an auditory, same thing with her, with her auditory speaking. She did not actually say a coherent word in that sentence at all. But we knew what she was talking about because she said that. And then she, when she started talking about the dreamers, what she references as dreamers is the entire illegal
population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens. But let's keep going. Oh yeah, Sean's right. Yeah, she can't pick an issue, buddy. No, she gets scrambled pretty friggin' easily on this stuff.
Of which we're very proud. I think he's in denial about the climate crisis. However,
I'm getting in denial about the Constitution.
He's in denial about the Constitution.
Climate. Oh, here we go with the climate crisis.
How dare you?
How dare she bring that up? No, he's not in denial about it. He just thinks the way we do and how most scientists do.
Right. Yeah. It's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on.
that's about the election. This is about the elect. Take it up in the election. This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. And
is she slurring her speech?
Yes! I'm telling you, that fucking journalist in there caused her to have a stroke. That's exactly what's going on. She's like, seriously, short-circuited fucking, left side. I'm telling you, she's lost it.
Like, damn, she's really slurring.
Oh, man. Well, and think about the shit she's saying. It's one non sequitur pile of bullshit after another. And she would know the Constitution if it dragged his dick across her face. I'm sorry. She doesn't know anything about the Constitution. And it's hilarious. And at the same time, extremely maddening that she uses that word.
Mm-hmm.
Every time she says the word Constitution, I literally want to roll one up and smack her like a dog. Like, bad Pelosi, bad Pelosi. No. This is the Constitution. You don't know fuck all about it. Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights, Bill of Rights. Over and over again. Illegals are not citizens. Anyhow,
as a Catholic...
Oh, I'm going to hell for all that, aren't I? All right, let's go.
I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president.
Wait a minute. Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha. Oh, ah ha.
I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me.
How dare you?
I'm really starting to like that clip. I hate that creepy little girl, but I like the clip. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. What did Sean say?
Well, Sean's like, she can't even pick an issue. He goes, it's hard to pick out what she said there. You can't get anything specific that is relevant to the presser after he triggered her. And he's right. It was all incoherent babble.
Dude, she went from a 60 mortar to a 155. I mean, like, anyhow, let's dude, we still got 2 minutes of this shit to go.
Like that.
Listen to the fucking cameras, dude. They're like, we gotta get a photo of this shit. Look at her face.
There are Democrats from districts of the president, Kerry, who are skeptical about moving forward and impeachment inquiry. They later embraced moving forward. Are you concerned at all that some of them may face a backlash if they vote for articles of impeachment and could ultimately hurt them in their races come next year?
Well, thank you for your question. This has absolutely nothing to do with politics. It isn't about politics, partisanship, Democrats and Republicans. That's totally insignificant. It's about the Constitution of the United States, the oath of office we take to protect and defend the Constitution.
And he hasn't went against it. And every time you say Constitution, seriously, I want to roll one up and smack you like a puppy. Rub your nose in it because you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
All right.
From all enemies, foreign and domestic. It's about the president not honoring his oath of office. So no, I'm not concerned.
Madam Speaker, you have emphasized
on a slightly different note, are you concerned about what this vote might do to the country? And
How did you weigh that as you came to this decision?
How this vote would do? Well, as I said this morning, I'm really sorry the president made this necessary.
How did he make it necessary? Did I miss something?
I think we both did.
I'm sure she's going to explain, though. You know, we'll let her explain.
His complete disregard for the vision of our founders.
Motherfucker!
There again, roll up the Constitution, cracker with it.
No, this time I'm grabbing the whole fucking book. The Federalist Papers are coming out this bitch. She getting knocked with a big book. What the fuck would you know about the Founding Fathers? Do you think the Founding Fathers would say, let's murder children? And by the way, you're supposed to be a Catholic, and you're for fucking late-term abortions and shit?
Well, it's like she was throwing around, well, I pray for the president. Well, how are you doing that? I'm pretty sure it's probably ill will and contempt.
Let me see the little guy there. Let me see the little sloth. The little sloth. No. This is what you're doing.
Voodoo doll.
Voodoo doll. She's like, I'm getting him. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. Penis.
Penis.
Perineum. I promise it'll be worth the wait. Go ahead. My perineum will be worth the wait. All right, we better move on.
For what he is doing. Article 2 says I can do whatever I want. It was complete.
Article 2. Wait, whoa!
Article 2 of what?
Whoa! Did she say I can do whatever I want?
Basically, yeah. Article 2, I can do whatever I want.
Do we get kicked off of YouTube if I moon it?
Probably. But I mean, we could always put it to the test.
Well, as long as I don't do the goat, I mean, I'm... All right. Son of a bitch. Go ahead, just elaborate a little bit on what she said. Seriously.
Article 2 of what? Can she do whatever she wants? That's what I want to know.
I can do whatever I want.
What is she reading from?
She's like fucking Cartman now. Whatever, I do what I want.
Respect my authority.
And then you can hear Nadler in the background. I'm not fat. I'm big bone. All right, let's move on.
Contrary to what our founders had in mind. So all of...
Wait a minute. We missed that little spot. Contrary to what our founders had in mind. Our founders gave the power to the people, which is something that Trump has been very, very well with doing. The exact fucking 100% opposite of what the Democrats have been doing. Again, the Democrats don't care about you. They don't care about us. They only care about their power. You were supposed to do as they say. And that's exactly what just got proved right there for that little fucking comment she just made. Let's move on.
Long, I said, for 2 years, this is an impeachment is not a pleasant experience. It can be divisive. We don't take any glee in this at all. It's heartbreaking. But the president gave us no choice. So we're not going to say, well, we would honor our oath of office, but what? He's the one who's dividing the country on this. We are honoring.
Seriously?
How is he dividing? He's letting you guys do the dog and pony show and fuck up everything, and he's just like, yeah, whatever.
He gave us no choice, but we were going to impeach him from the time he was inaugurated. What did he give you?
Yeah, fucking Marmaduke, come out there, Representative Marmaduke, and he's the one who started it. I'm calling for the impeachment of Donald J. Trump. What, the motherfucker just took his... The Bible's still warm.
Yeah, the Bible was still warm. It's like, what the hell?
I'm sorry, did he piss in your glass instead of his own, or what? I mean...
The Constitution of the United States. And let me say this about our founders. On the Great Seal of the United States, it says, Novo Ordo Seclorum, a new order for the ages.
A new order for the ages, you dumbass. And that's not what...
I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, too.
No, it's not.
I'm like, she's slaughtering it.
That's why I was like, I'm just going to let that one go. Yep, this is Pelosi in a nutshell. And I mean literally nut. Like, she's fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. I can't. Oh boy, what a ride! And you know what? You know what's funny? I'm gonna backtrack just a hair. You know, this is the Naylor show now. It's no longer the Schiff show. Now it's known as Naylor's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Motherfucker fell asleep.
Really?
Yep, he fell asleep during the hearing. Just letting you know. I mean, I'm not really gonna have to. I don't want to have to elaborate too much on that. But yeah, he actually kind of fucking fell asleep.
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand. You know, sometimes they do get boring, but that bad enough that you got to just nod off. That's. Wow.
Yep, and that actually happened. Like, dude was the fuck out too. I mean, I was watching some of it live. I didn't watch much of it because my blood pressure couldn't take it. You know, the vein in my forehead was becoming a garden hose. Just, I was on the way to having a stroke like her. But you did. You watched him, and he. Oh no, okay. Somebody's talking. Wait a minute. And he was doing that too. I'm like, motherfucker, be sleeping. At that point in time, I would have loved to see Nunez or fucking Jordan or Gates or one of them come walking up with a nice big fucking cup of Black Rifle. And I would make sure it was a cup that says "Murdered Out."
Murdered Out, yeah.
Oh boy. But you just, you can't help but almost feel sorry for them at this point because they are completely making asses of themselves.
Yeah. Even though it's comical.
It's comical but terrifying, and I'm watching my tax dollars go click 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 every fucking day,
and nothing else is getting done. You know, they have no problem with getting these impeachment proceedings going, but they can't stop the fucking robocalls that come onto my phone.
No shit.
It's like, what the fuck?
Motherfucker, I've been calling myself. I'm like,
yeah, I know.
I was like, I don't want to talk to me today. That's a bad. I'm bad enough as it is. I don't need to talk to myself. No.
It's like, I don't know what happened in the future, but I don't want to know about it.
No shit. You just look at it like, no. No. I'm not talking to myself. Anyhow, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna have some more fun. Matt knows what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's that time. Perennium. All right.
What you listening to? The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said.
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
And we're back.
We be here.
Oh, but we don't want to be. So, God, this next story just makes me hurt. right in the perineum. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you want to just read the headline real quick?
Josh Brolin, in case you don't know who that is, he was Thanos in Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
He was also Cable in Deadpool 2. Those are the most recent ones that he's played in.
He was in Men in Black.
Yeah.
And fucking Goonies.
Yeah, which I just learned that he played Mikey's older brother in Goonies. I didn't realize that was him.
Yep, that was him.
Go
ahead, just,
apparently he tried something new that's going on, perineum sunning. And I'm going to read the caption, the title here, and he burns his pucker hole.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Who the hell does this shit? Who fucking thinks
I
this
don't
shit
know.
up? I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and tan my taint.
Gotta give my Jungle Bridge a little color. What the fuck? Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently he burned it really bad, and he has a message for today's youth: tanning your taint isn't a good idea.
Well, I guess he's not going to be anytime soon. I mean, I don't know if he does that sort of thing, but it's Hollywood. Oh, just think about it. I mean, seriously, can you imagine going to the local beach and there's like 20 people going, like, what are you doing? I'm tanning my asshole. This is great.
No.
Like, dude, you don't even fucking look at it.
Now, I don't think if I would have burnt myself there, I would have been tweeting about it.
Yeah,
he literally tweeted about this.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to come out in the open and be like, I cooked a starfish.
Listener Sean, it says a sunburnt butthole has the wake up power of 5-hour energy drink.
Well, and oh man, I got to elaborate on this. I got to go a little bit farther on this, just a little bit.
Okay.
Did he cook?
Break some veins.
Did he? No.
I don't know because I don't know how this all works.
What do they like tuck it into a bag or something?
And that's it.
Protect the nuts or what? I mean,
that I was wondering. Is this on a beach? Is this in a tanning? They got special tanning booth. For this. Like you're in stirrups. His tweet, Josh Brolin's tweet, he says, tried this perineum sunning that I've been hearing about, and my suggestion is do not do it as long as I did. My question is how long did he do it for? He's like, my pucker hole is crazy burn, and I was going to spend the day shopping with my family. And instead, I'm icing and using aloe and burn creams because of the severity of the pain. I don't know who the fuck thought up this stupid shit, but go fuck yourself nonetheless. Oh my God.
Think about it now. I mean, the dude can't even get off his couch. I hope he doesn't eat Taco Bell. I mean, think about it. I mean, this is the exact sound that we're going to hear Josh Brolin do if he has to wipe his ass. Sorry, I can't help it. Go ahead.
You were asking about the Franken beans. An article, listener Sean's like 3-ply TPP release.
He better be using fucking baby wipes.
There was a dermatologist that in this article that was talking about this whole new trend going on, and he was saying, this area is vulnerable for 2 reasons. Number one, it's an area that doesn't receive much sun exposure, and therefore it lacks the body's normal response for the pigment that protects it. Number 2, it's sensitive skin to begin with, so any burn in that area will be more significant and more uncomfortable. He also warns that there's evidence suggests that the genitals may be more susceptible to skin cancer than any other area of the body.
So we can actually...
Ask me about my wiener.
Okay.
And he's like, of course, skin cancer developing in this area may be even more difficult to detect because people generally don't view this area.
This is great. Okay, so moral of the story is don't burn your pucker.
Yep.
And this also is this also goes to show that how I mean, I guess inherently stupid that Hollywood is.
Yeah.
This is why, for the most part, you probably shouldn't listen to anything that they say. Because, they're burning buttholes.
I still don't know why you would tweet about it afterwards. I'd keep that shit to myself.
From the makers of Coffee Enema, it's rectal fire.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
They're supposed to be doing another Deadpool movie, and he's supposed to be playing Cable in it, and I'm not going to look at him the same way again.
Like, does he have an ice pack between his cheeks? Is it gonna be like Superman, where they had to have some poor bastard edit out body parts? This time they're editing out an ice pack on his crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we're not going to mention why they had to go through CGI Superman.
Yeah. You can just look that up yourself.
Yeah, some things should just be left to the imagination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, I'm imagining how much editing it probably took. Because there are some photos of the dude just standing there in the uniform. Even as a guy, you're like, that's not right. That is not natural. He looks like Jacques Lecoq Grande. Most people don't know that reference either. Oh boy, what a good day we got going on here.
They feel sorry for whoever chimed in over there. They're like, what the fuck did I just get myself into?
They haven't said nothing else. They're like, oh no, what happened?
Moving right along.
When you again, going back to, you can't feel sorry for him. I mean, he did it to himself.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, did he like, I can't believe I'm picturing this one happening. Okay, he's at the tanning salon. It has a face tanner.
Mm-hmm.
He just spins around and puts his pucker right in the face tanner. I mean, did he use the coconut smelling stuff on his crank or?
I don't know. So many questions.
Yeah, I got to know. I have to know. And I just need to know how bad it was to, you know, to do normal things like. Like I said, you know, I hope he didn't eat anything for like a week.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I hope he went on a starvation diet, because if he had to shit,
Oh, I know, right?
it's over. Or did he, you know, violate the recent, you know, the whole California straw ban and stick a straw up there so it just kind of falls out the straw, or to use an enema bulb to, and, you know, cram up his crack and suck it out. I mean, I don't. These are questions we have to have answered. Get in touch. You know, get in touch with Josh Brolin. See what I can find out. Yeah. Okay, I think that one's over.
I'll be honest. I'll probably start following him on Twitter.
Just so we can make ass jokes all the time. We'll get banned off of his shit real quick.
What the fuck were you thinking?
We'll turn anything into an ass joke or something like that. He'll be like, all right, we gotta get rid of this guy. Get him off my fucking page. Oh man. All right. Well, that being said, I guess we are actually pretty much done for the night, yeah?
I think so.
I think we're done for the night.
Yeah, especially after that.
Yeah. Actually, we're not done. We got to stop. We got to wait. We got to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
And Jared's in on this one too. Who's in on this one? Do you remember the gaming platform M-Player?
M-Player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you could go. It had chat rooms, and you could play like, you know, we used to play like Quick 3 Arena and shit like that on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it had chat rooms and had voice chat and stuff like that. It was actually kind of revolutionary at the time.
Yeah.
Especially for gamers. We always had different names. You know, strange names. When we the first ever clans, you know, popped up, we made this one clan. It was fucking hilarious. It was just for goof. It was just a bunch of friends, and everybody had the last part of the name was Sex Jelly. So my name was Stinky Sex Jelly. You know, stuff like that. So we had these random names, and then I had one name that I made because of the way I twisted the letters and the profile photo, because you actually had a profile photo. It became legendary. And Jared actually bought the fucking a .com with that name.
No shit.
Yes. He bought a .com with that name. You want to know what that name was?
What?
Torched Anus. My gamer tag was Torched Anus, and I had a crying baby. And that became legendary. I mean, everybody knew who I was. I mean, half the time I didn't even have to play the game. All I had to do was walk in the room, and people were like laughing, like, "Dude!" I had I swear I was getting like 20,000 likes a day on this fucking thing. You know, the equivalent of what likes are now. You know,
yeah.
People are like, "That's awesome." And it was so stupid. And I mean, I had you know, other names too, but that was the one that, you know, didn't get banned right off the bat, because most of them did. I mean, I had, you know, like a rectal wart. A rectal wart, or anally bleeding, a bunch of ass names and stuff like it. And it was all because me and a friend of mine from Canada just started playing. You know, he's like, "Let's make fucked up names." I'm like, "Okay, name a body part." And he goes, "Okay, you get the ass." And I started making names. You know, and he's like, "Let me guess, I get the dick." And I'm like, "Nope, you are a dick, but no, you're not getting the dick. Not my dick, somebody else's dick." And he's like, "Would you stop it?" So he had to make a bunch of fucked up names, you know, but Torched Anus lives on to this day, and it's hilarious because Jared bought torchedanus.com.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
I don't know if I was supposed to release that or not, but you'll figure out why we have that later. So Josh Brolin, Torched Anus, baby. Dude, CFM player was still active. I think it's called Live, LIVVE now, and I don't think really anybody uses it anymore. I think it's pretty much went to the wayside.
Yeah.
But if it did, I'd use Josh Brolin's profile with my
Called
Torch
Danius.
All right. On that note, we really do have to get out of here. Yeah. I don't know where to go. We don't know where to go from that one. So it was a great night. Thankfully, we got back. Obviously we had a holiday, so we decided not to be here. But we'll be back next week.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, we will.
Thanks for everybody for joining us.
See ya.
It was a great night. See ya.